I'm Kevin Phillips and you're watching Mariners TV.
John, a 2-1 win against Washington. A lot of people might be surprised by that result, but I guess you're not.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the last time I spoke, we're underdogs. I think everybody outside of our dressing room probably thought Washington would have a comfortable victory, and it was anything but.
What was the key to that victory?
We started really fast. We had a really good tempo. I mean, the first 15 minutes we could have been 2 or 3 goals up. Obviously, we got an early goal through James Talbot. Great cross by Paul Kane, who was outstanding on the day against his old club. Was over the moon for Paul. He set a ball up, set a corner up, from the left hand side. And yeah, James Talbot had a great finish, And
then Stephen Ramsey got the second one after they got back into it first.
Yeah, they got back into it. When they got the goal, it was a disappointing goal to concede. But when they got the goal again, we were deflated for 10 minutes. We weathered a bit of a storm that they had for 10 minutes, and then again we took control of the game again, and we scored another great goal. Chris again, outstanding. I think he's turned 38. Great cross from him, and fantastic for Stephen again. Another header. He's had a bit of form at the right time, Stephen. So yeah, a great goal. The only disappointing thing was we didn't beat them by more. I think 2-1 really flattered Washington on the day.
And 3-3 games for both those two now, Talbot and Ramsey. So it must be pleasing to have two in such form like that.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, scoring goals. James Talbot's been outstanding in his last few games. Again, just mentioned there, Stephen Ramsey, another goal. It's great that we've got different goal scorers, and obviously them two scoring quite regularly of late, which is great for the team.
I guess what a win like that does as well, it gives all the lads confidence going into any game that they can win it now.
Yeah, definitely. I said to them in the dressing room at the end of the game, it's like a snowball effect. Obviously we've got momentum there. Obviously, what it does do now is when you beat teams of Washington's calibre, it makes everybody sit around and take notice. So maybe some games you were playing, they'd see South Shields maybe was in the bottom half of the table, they would think, well, we're going to beat these today, but they'll probably be thinking different now. Which is it's a credit to the lads. They've been fantastic. We named the same side again, which was great. But yeah, some outstanding performances from the lads yesterday. And like I said before, I think 2-1 flattered Washington. We created numerous chances like we did against Chelsea Street. It was a pleasure to watch. And
4 wins in 5 games now as well. What's the key to this, do you think?
Well, obviously, I just mentioned there, settled side. Obviously we brought key players in. I think Michael Turner's been outstanding. Chris Rue's only been back at the club for a month. He's been outstanding. Ben Ryden, fantastic. So I think it's just getting a settled side really, and bringing it's not rocket science really. Getting a settled side. When you bring quality players in, obviously you get good results, and I think that's the key. The players I've mentioned that we've brought in. Chris Renshaw, outstanding player. He was only on the bench yesterday. So it just shows the strength of the squad. When we brought these players in, I've just mentioned Chris Renshaw on the bench, and I think that's the secret as to why we're winning. We've brought better players in, and we're getting a settled side.
And you had a good form at the start of the season as well, didn't you? But is this even better than that? You think playing even better now?
Well, I think we've got a better squad. I think this is the best squad we've had all season. I think I mentioned to a couple of the people on the committee, if I had this squad at the beginning of the season, then who knows, But I'm certainly looking forward to the next few games, But we're not getting carried away. It's like you say, it's 4 wins and 5, but we're not getting carried away. There'll be some tough games ahead of us, and no doubt we'll have some testing times. It's important that the group stays together. But as of late, the lads are buzzing with confidence. The dressing room's a happy place to be. Me, Lee, Bell and Dave, we're really enjoying it at the moment, and the lads are enjoying it, and you can see that in the performance. Like I said, they're creating numerous chances. So yeah, I'm chuffed a bit for the lads.
Defensively as well, seems to be an improvement recently. I know you're getting the odd goal away, but it's not as bad as it was, is it?
No, definitely not. And that's credit to the lads we've brought in. You bring 2 players and put them in the back line. Obviously Michael Turner, first division experience, Ben Ryden, Chris Rue. They've all played at a good level, and if you put them into a back line, of course it's going to help the team. But Washington, I think they scored over 101 goals, 102 goals, something like that. They're the best scoring team in the division. And we nullified them. We're done really well. Aaron Byrne was fantastic again. You've got to remember, Aaron's only his first season in the Northern League, and he's getting better and better. He's got better players around him. Chris Locke, you just expect him. Every week, he gets a 8 or 9 out of 10. He's been outstanding. His first season, last season, he had some ups and downs, but this season I think he's been a star. To be fair, he's been outstanding. But you've got a fantastic goalkeeper in behind you as well. And you've got another goalkeeper there sitting, who's another good goalkeeper. Steve Hurby's another good goalkeeper. So yeah, obviously you get good players and you get good results.
It seems to be a real team effort at the moment, doesn't it? There's no one really standing out as an outstanding individual performer, is it? It's a full team effort, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I was speaking in the bar afterwards to a couple of supporters and a couple of committee members, and we're talking about man of the matches, and I think it tells you how well you've played when you kind of pick pick a man of the match. You know, I thought there was 5 or 6 lads, you know, were really outstanding, and the other 5-6 lads were excellent as well, you know. So you couldn't really pick a man of the match yesterday. I think everybody was, like you just said, it was a team effort. You know, had 5 excellent subs on the bench, which was great. The squad looks a lot stronger than what it was. You know, we've got options in every position. You've got obviously Craig Roberts to come back as well next week, hopefully. So yeah, the squad's really strong, and it needs to be when you're playing teams like Washington. You know, they're paying out a fortune, you know, to their players. You know, and you can see why they're up there. You know, they're very direct. You know, which we learned from the last time when we played them. They put the ball to the strengths, which is Chris Wynn and Sparky up top, and they cause problems. You know, but it's a credit to our side yesterday. You know, we nullified them. You know, with the chances that you had. You know, Nicky didn't have much to do. He had a bit of, I mean, the last 10-15 minutes to put a few long balls in on, and he was outstanding. He caught everything. But I think when you're playing against Washington and you limit them to chances, it tells you how good they've been of late as a defence with the team. You know.
Heaton Stanton next up. What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, Heaton Stan's always it's a funny one. Heaton Stan, you know, seems to be a bogey round up there. I can't remember ever winning up there. You know, even when I was at Morpeth, I can never remember winning up there. You know, they've got a good side. You know, a good united group. They've lost the best player. John's gone to Marsker Gisborough, I think. So that's obviously a bonus for not having him to mark, because he always does well against me. But it'll be a tough game. I think they're 6th in the table. But again, yeah, I said to you last week, you know, at the moment with the squad we've got and the players and the same players playing week in, week out, getting a settled side, we're going to be a match for anybody. You know, and if we can defend well again, we'll always score goals. We scored another 2 yesterday. Just the disappointing thing is we should have scored 5 or 6 yesterday. And if anybody had picked the paper today and seen 5 or 6-1, you know, Washington could have had no complaints, because I thought the lads thoroughly deserved to win by more goals. You know, and that was a disappointing thing. It's great that you're creating the chances, but we need to put the chances away. You know, and they had a spell yesterday, Washington, in the last 10 minutes where, you know, they never really hurt were. But I just sense, I said to Lee, I says, he's going to get an equaliser here, you know, because we haven't killed the game off. But they didn't, you know, which was credit to the team. We're stuck at it, and like I said, we could have scored 5 or 6 goals, and Washington couldn't have had any complaints there whatsoever.
We just find it's going to be a big week for the club, isn't it? Because you've got the semi-final immediately after the Heaton Stanton game, so something to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said before, the whole dressing room's buzzing, you know, and everybody wants to play in that. And I said to them before the game yesterday, the team that gets named today, you know, if you've got that shirt, make sure you keep hold of it tight, you know, because there's 5 or 6 lads there who want your shirt, you know. So it's a good thing for, and obviously we've got that semi-final because lads are wanting to play in it, you know. So they've got to perform well to keep the shirt.